All right. So, Salva, we are live
We are live.
with Game 3.
Oh, the hype.
The hype is here. We have Guerrilla Radio versus Force of Nature. I'm waiting for these couple of teams to get ready. We have Guerrilla Radio coming off of a loss week one.
Yes.
Pretty
And
devastating loss. They lost a lot of dragon fights during that game, and then Force of Nature coming off of a huge win over WCF, blowing them out
again,
of the water.
we've been seeing a lot of one-sided games so far.
Yeah,
Definitely has to do with week one and two. Everybody's still trying to fit into their comfort, figure
yep,
out what they're doing.
yep. Everybody's still trying to figure out everything with their teams. Uh, this week we will be featuring on Guerrilla Radio, Death God Nero, top lane. I don't believe that he played last week, and then Aros is going to be missing from the mid lane. So that was pretty much their star player who just did not perform against Thrifty Senpai last week. Adding Death God Nero into the roster, and I'm not really sure if he's going to go jungle or top, or do you know how this team's going to work out?
It'll definitely be interesting. I have to assume Nero's going top. I, the,
The
with
Rek'Sai Tryndamere split push, god of
with
last
two Vikings,
season.
I'm just not sure, man. The excitement.
Yeah, the excitement is real.
I mean, I hope we see Rek'Sai top again. That was some games. I guess I don't know how to call those Rek'Sai games. They were just so. I think Swift said it best when he said, "How the fuck is this winning?"
Yeah, I have no idea how Rek'Sai wins games top lane. He just he's
I
got
don't
that
know how
massive
he gets
sustain and
that. Does
easy
it?
outs and
He is. He's a master beyond our comprehension.
yeah, yes indeed.
Hopefully, we will see that mastery today.
Yeah, and he's going up against Zesma's my main. I mean, Zesma's my main has been a former dominant top laner in the SBL, formerly BCL. Had a very strong showing, I believe season 2 and 3, and dominating top lanes. It's great to have him back this season.
Yeah, and who is the last one we're waiting for again?
Who are we waiting for? Xmas Tree
I
30.
guess
Their
that'd be
mid
the
laner?
pill.
Who's their mid laner?
Yes. Assuming it's their mid laner, they don't have Aros. We might see Mick.
No, Aros is on the other team.
Oh, then I know my rosters very well, and I'm the best caster forever.
Their mid laner is somebody who I obviously did not remember.
Blab? Blab.
Blablor. I always feel that Blablor fell into that middle section of mid laners where he's not good enough to be thrifty, and he's not he doesn't get the hype that Aros gets, and then you got Blab just there and he always performs, but never any signature moves or champions.
He's always definitely been solid, and I'm hoping that we can see a lot more out of him this season. I know he's got quite a good champion pool. I've played with their team a few times. I've seen what he can do. I hope we see him to his full extent.
Out of these two teams, Blab is one of the least. I have not played with him, and I have not played with Thermidor that much. Thermidor came out last week, didn't do a whole lot on his jungle Shyvana. Mikro also last week played jungle Shyvana, so that should be a contested pick coming into this game.
Probably an expected ban from at least one of the teams. Depends on who's been practicing it the least.
And Blablor is online, so he should be getting in very shortly.
Alright. hopefully very shortly. So let's talk about this bot lane. Hopefully very shortly.
The legendary Lady AJS and Lord Cruise Master bot lane versus Xmas Tree and 30.
I'm pretty hyped for this bot lane matchup. Let's talk about this. I don't know about anybody else. I'm pretty sure everyone else is on board. But there's a lot of history between these four players. They all have known each other long enough, and I think they all know each other's playstyle enough that this is going to be potentially one of the most interesting bot lanes of the season.
Yeah, these should be amazing bot lane, and they're all bot lane players and bot lane mains and like long time bot lane players. I guess 30 got into it like a 2.5 seasons ago, but I mean like pretty much from the start of the game, I've known all of these players as bot lane mains. All right, and we are almost ready to get in. Gorilla Radio announcing their readiness.
Yeah, and I guess Tree is really the only one kind of out of his comfort zone, as he is also a support main, but he did some good things on AD carry last week. I can't imagine he's going to do terrible this week.
I have always loved Tree's AD carry, and I thought that he's had a pretty not a wide pool of them, but he's always been really great every time I've played on him. He's just so much better of a support than everything else. It's tough to put him on the AD carry role. I'm glad that he got on a team to show that he is more than a one-dimensional player.
Yeah, for sure. And if you've been following him at all, you can already see his champ pool is pretty wide. He should be able to pick up pretty much all the meta AD carries, which, given only, what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get ready for the AD carry role as a main, it's pretty solid. And we are live in Champ Select.
All right, first
like
couple of bans.
They're already expecting Death God top, which is probably fair.
And the Shyvana ban going out. Both players will not get. Both junglers will not be able to get their week 1 jungle picks.
That was a fast ban phase. Damn. So, all 3 bans already out. Azir, Kale, and Tryndamere for Forces of Nature. Who is it? Thor or Thermidor was their mid?
Thor may be their mid.
Okay.
I don't know. Thor and Death God Nero are both top lane mains. I know Thor was telling me how much he wants to bring the top lane role in the BCL to a really carry-centric role, and how he wants the top lane role to become one of the better roles in the BCL, and he says he's going to try and make it that. Maybe he'll get a chance to shine this week.
And both AD carries picked up already here. Swift opting to take Caitlyn into Sivir. Not a terrible matchup, but I don't know a lot of AD carries that want to give free cupcakes for mana.
No, that's a very interesting matchup. I always love the Severe Caitlyn matchup, because if you main one or the other, I feel everybody tells me that they're a counter to each other. Severe tends to do more damage in lane, while picking up mana, and Caitlyn just gets that auto attack harass off whenever she wants it.
Yeah, they both have very unique strengths, but I guess we're gonna see. It's a pretty even matchup. The supports are probably gonna decide the lane a lot heavy.
Yeah, I just love that push and pull. We got Vi and Gragas. Engage jungler Vi with Shen should be great. With the disengaged Gragas. Oh, and Cruise Master locks in the Karma. That is huge. We have not seen a lot of karmas in this league.
Yeah, I know as far as Cruz goes, that's probably his favorite support of all time. He's really good with the poke. He is fantastic with just all of Karma mechanics, and a lot of AD carry and support duos just aren't ready for it.
Yeah, it does a ton of damage early on. That should be a very interesting pick against the Severe with the Spell Shield.
Yeah, definitely an aggressive bot lane coming out of Gorilla Radio. And is this okay? I was
Really.
worried that it might have been a Shen support for a second. But we are seeing the Thresh.
So far, I really love Force of Nature's team. I feel like that team just goes so well with each other. They just want to engage all the time with the Severe ultimate, the Vi ultimate, the Shen ultimate, the Ori ultimate. It combos so well. I do not feel that the same level of synergy is over on Gorilla Radio.
Yeah, I'll definitely agree with you on that. There are some good strengths to Gorilla Radio, but I can't pinpoint what their focus is. Whereas with Forces of Nature, like clearly they're just going to engage nonstop.
I do feel like we have a little bit better laners over on that side, though. On the Gorilla Radio side, we have the Caitlyn Karma lane, which is really good shove and push. We have the Victor lane, which can push Ori out of the lane really hard. We have the Death God Nero's signature Rek'Sai that can stay in lane forever and push the lane very well against Shen.
Yeah, they definitely have the early game. They should have the early game on lockdown, so long as they play it right. And with the Gragas support, I can't see it going too terribly. It's definitely going to come down to this early game.
Yeah, no, the early game is definitely going to decide Gorilla Radio. I'm super hyped to see what happens during the game. Ooh, interesting little thing. 30 locked in Ignite Thresh. There is no exhaust on that team. They are not fearful of anybody coming in and doing a bunch of damage, so this is a really aggressive bot lane. And I think this is exactly where a Thresh Severe lane wants to play into the Caitlyn Karma lane.
Oh yeah, and 30 and Tree, both known for being aggressive as is, despite not having the most aggressive champions, we're definitely going to see as aggressive as those two champions can get. And honestly, the lack of exhaust, I don't think is really going to hurt on anybody except for maybe Caitlyn getting big because, I mean, you don't want to exhaust Victor. By the time you exhaust him, chances are he already blew his full combo.
Yeah, I agree with that. Rek'Sai may be a possible exhaust. I'm not really sure. I believe he built Tiamat first, so he might be a little bit more damaging than Rek'Sai's than we see in the jungle.
Yeah, yeah. Assuming he definitely makes it down to the team for team fights, he might just be split push hero. Definitely interesting game slated. This will be a good game to finish the week off on.
Yeah, this should be very exciting.
And so, despite popular belief, Shaco left open. Mick didn't take it.
Do you know, right as you said that, I was actually just thinking about Shaco because I just heard my roommate said, let Wang play Shaco. But Mick also a signature Shaco player. I would really love to see that brought out in this league, and I think that Mick would be one of the players to do it. I feel he brings out something weird every season, and that he wins on it every season.
Yeah, I hope at least one game this season we get to see his Shaco. I duo with him quite frequently. I've seen what his Shaco can do. It should never win. It does most of the time, though.
You know what I would also love to see Maker on is I feel every season he gets that one Karthus game in that he does amazing on. It's banned for the rest of the season, and he pulls it out during playoffs and then loses with
Let's not give Mick the Karthus jungle ideas.
it. I would
He'll do it.
really love to see it.
The I don't think I could see anybody pulling off Karthus jungle except for Mick. I pray that my team doesn't see it anyway.
I definitely agree with that.
And sound the alarm, 10 skins.
10
Beautiful.
solid skins too. Like I feel like these are like the best skins that these champions have to offer. Pack Severe, the very sexy Officer Vi, the Blood Moon Thresh. So in Oriana, I think you can do a little bit better than that.
Oriana has one good skin, and you can't buy it anymore, so
Yeah.
I will give him that.
Alright, I'll give him that. Warlord Shen, definitely the best Shen skin. Alright, and we're really in game. We can stop talking about the skins. We see what these players do at level 1. So far in the SBL, we've seen pretty much no invades. No action happening in level 1. Maybe these two teams will change that. We have a Thresh with Ignite. Possible?
As I get my champions all squared up here. Yeah, I could see Forces of Nature doing a little invade, little cheeky invade. They definitely have some good catch potential. I hope we don't see it out of Guerrilla Radio, though. I'm not sure what they would do.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Looks like we might just see it. And there it is. They caught out Death God Nero.
Beautiful.
The first blood hits. So there it is. Week 2, the official invade and worth
You
it.
got 30 seconds now.
So Death God first game back, off to a great start.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of justifies him getting benched in week 1 or whatever happened to him.
The minions
Oh,
have
that
embarked.
unfortunate face check.
I feel as a top laner that, especially somebody who mains top lane, knows that gank can be coming if you don't get out of the gate immediately.
And with that, actually, Ori got the kill and will be coming to lane with 2 Duran's rings.
That's huge for her. Her early laning phase really could use some extra mana, and that's gonna help a lot. Victor has a lot of damage with that laser.
Yeah, and Blab, Oriana, definitely his strongest champion, so I'm sure he'll make as much use of it as he possibly can. Oh,
Oh,
and 30 already landing a good hook.
Hook already out on Cruise Master. This bot lane is doing exactly what I thought it was going to be doing. We have AJS0 pushing this lane in with the Karma. Exactly where they want it. It's not as strong as I believe that AJ's last really played this push lane. I mean, you can't really take the tower before 7 minutes. So I think this is a little bit weaker than previous seasons of BCL. It looks like AJ is picking up quite a bit of this farm. Tree's already missed a couple CS. Right as I say that, AJ goes and just misses a CS.
Well, Swift has always been known for his farming, so Tree, if he's going to have a disadvantage, I think we all knew where it was going to be.
I think AJ's is really known for two things. Three things. Farming well, split pushing, and losing.
Oh, harsh, but yeah.
Oh, Tree is coming up, has no mana, really looking for those cupcakes.
Yeah, I'm sure Swift knows enough to not bother placing any.
Wow, just these hooks. 30 is a god.
And Tree missing his spell shield, so he's going to be manaless for at least another 30 seconds.
Perfect time for Cruise Master to land in a little bit of damage. I'm sure that'll get healed right back up with Doran's Ring, or Doran's Blade.
We're seeing a little bit of a CS discrepancy in mid, at least. I was expecting more this early. I wanted to see a pre-6 kill with the Tutoron's rings. Maybe I was just a little too hopeful.
Yeah, I really don't think Ori's going to be able to get a huge kill lead, but that definitely will help moving into the dragon fights. A lot of passive laning going on in the other lanes. I mean, we're not really going to see a Shen Rek'Sai kill. They're both going to be able to get out. Ori, Victor, it's really not going to happen until they hit 6. Two junglers. Oh, Gragas is a great early ganker. But we haven't seen him look for anything yet. He's gone back, bought his jungle item. Well, Vise sat there hard farming the jungle at 23 CS. He gotten his team up. A little bit of gold because of it.
While also still showing his unfamiliarity with the jungle, as definitely you want to get that item as soon as possible because it's that much more gold for all your farm. Nonetheless, still staying ahead. And just even across the board. Greg is looking for his first gank in mid here. Mick is close by. And both CCs landing, and I think Blab is going to go down. Oh, he does get it with the...
Wow. Blab goes down to the rookie. Thor 74. That is huge.
So first blood not helping him enough, it seems.
And that's where I go back to Blab kind of always has fallen into that middle tier mids. He has good weeks, he's got bad weeks. Oh, but Thor 74 getting engaged upon. Not gonna die though.
Yeah, Mick abusing his lack of mana. And now, 7 minutes in, we're seeing 10 CS plus on AJS over Tree here.
Wow, that is huge. That just really shows the skill in AJS's farming versus Tree's. I cannot believe that difference down there.
Yeah, AJS already had enough gold for his BF. Tree's still working on his. About 100 gold shy.
720 hits. Xmas Tree is going to be able to get a ton of damage out in this tower.
And he won't be able to get his BF until after this wave is done, but Caitlyn will already be back on lane. So while he is catching up now, that CS difference is going to fall right back into place. And Thor picking up his blue. So now Mick is 6, he's getting his red now. I expect we're going to see a back and a gank. I hope we see a back and a gank. Rather.
Yeah, you really expect for Vi to come in and start ganking lanes and, like, almost immediately after she hits 6. He might fight the Gragas here, but too tanky. Wow, that back timing really hurt Tree and 30. Their tower is down to about a third.
Yeah, having to wait out that extra wave definitely kills your lane. And with them already being a highly aggressive bot lane, it's worst case scenario. Death God getting a bunch of good damage on Zezmus up top here.
This is huge right now, because if Zezma needed to go bot lane right now, it would be very, very dangerous for him to go in and help turn this into a 4v2.
Death God not letting him back anyway. A good hook on Gragas, but not quite in turret range. Oh,
Wow, Zezma, my main.
Sure.
Back's getting interrupted. Tower's going down for Gorilla Radio.
Gragas going in on Tree, blows his flash, does not get caught.
Zezma's my main, getting towered out by Death God Nero right now. Oh, Death God getting a ton of damage in, but not enough to make the kill, but goes back in anyways.
The flash is down, gets the kill, will he get out? He will not, so a trade in top.
2 for 2. Gorilla Radio still up 1,000 gold.
A good hook on the Swift and bottom here. The ulti blank from Thresh, exhaust on the tree. And it looks like Swift is going to go down too.
Oh, the ignite not enough.
Oh.
Oh, but this should put them in a. This should put Force of Nature in a great. Oh, they do not. Okay.
Hopefully Tree can catch back up unless they don't see the victor coming, but that was just such a spectacular catch from 30. That is exactly what they needed after losing the tower. If they plan to stay in this game even a little.
Yeah, 1K gold lead is pretty big at the 10.5 minute mark. If they can keep this gold disadvantage for Force of Nature out until about 18 minutes, they will be a just fine spot to do that dragon fight.
Death God just wanting to fight Shen up top constantly. I'm surprised we haven't seen Mick up there yet.
I'm surprised that we haven't seen Mick in any lane yet. Mick still has his ultimate up, level 8, just hard farming that jungle.
Yeah, maybe a little too used to the Devour after these first 2 weeks.
Oh man, Blab getting poked out tons by Victor.
And Mick wanting to do something but knowing he can't because it's just him alone.
Yeah, if Orianna would rotate on this play, Victor would for sure come in and blow her up.
Mick comes mid, but Blab is too low for anything to even happen. Just poor timing.
This will be a huge wave flare. They'll push in the tower. They probably won't get it, but they'll be able to get a ton of damage out here because Mick's melee, and he's been saving his ult forever. Maybe we'll see something if they attempt to die, but I expect that these Gorilla Radio to play safe right here. But he misses the Q.
So good damage down, and they're almost surely going to get this mid within the next wave. Unless Orianna and Thresh can defend like champs.
You can
Trees
really
is trying to make up his deficit in bot.
You can really see Mick's inexperience right there. He goes in halfway just to get damage on himself. Like, he did not do anything. Nobody was knocked up.
The crew's being caught, but unable to make use of the catch. And it looks like they're going to get a free dragon here.
This is still scary. Orianna still has ultimate up. Severe has ultimate up. I still think that they can make huge plays. Oh, Severe picks up dragon.
And way early smite.
Is Shen even going to get the ult in? Shen does not get the ult in.
And Mick finally shows up picking up Gragas. Oh man. I thought for sure there was no way. There was no smite in range. And I spoke way too soon.
Those early dragon fights are really huge when your enemy team has big ultimates like Orianna's ball.
Yeah, great boomerang by Tree there to pick up the dragon. Man. Only a 1k difference between the teams. And 600 of it is just on the 80 carries, so more or less an even game.
Yeah, let's check out these goal differences right now. We'll bring in Swift is 600 gold ahead of Severe. But let's look at the Mick. Mick's been hard farming that jungle. He's only about 150 gold ahead of Gragas, even though he's up 20 CS.
Yeah, and he's got the kill as opposed to the 2 assists, too.
That really shows that tower gold right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Gragas came in to go help his lane while Mick said...
Gragas caught by 30 was a great hook and a play. They might be able to pick him up. Cruz with the disengage. And Mick's coming around on the flank on Victor. Oh, the excitement, but just nothing finishing.
There are no wards up for Force of Nature right there. They were really afraid to go in, hesitant. I still feel like they had that fight. Even with the knowledge they had plenty of burst to get the champions that they needed down before help came in with the vision that they had.
Yeah, and I almost would have liked to have just seen Mick ulti down on Victor. I mean, he had him caught out. Vi's got plenty of damage on her own.
Has Mick even used his ultimate yet?
I haven't seen it, no. And 30, potentially his first missed hook. He has been on point so far this game. Now we've got FoN mid for Guerrilla Radio. And Shen just now recalling. So potentially big fight for this tower in mid.
Yeah, with the Orianna, Force of Nature actually has a bunch of a wave clear. It's going to make it really tough to get in. There is not a lot of great engage coming from Guerrilla Radio, so it's going to be really tough for them to pick fights, as opposed to Force of Nature, which has the Shen, the Vi, the Orianna, to all really just pick a fight. Gragas Ultimate is great for picking fights if you can use that properly. But we have not seen that yet out of Thermidor.
30 taking a lot of free damage there. Unfortunately missing the hook. Now, I'm really liking what Death God's been doing to this Shen. He's been making Shen almost useless because he's been at half health every time. He doesn't want to ulti in.
Is Mikro going to use the ultimate?
Huge engage on Cruz. He hasn't picked him up. And the Shen ulti down on Tree. Mick ignited and in the front. Getting shot by Swift, has to flash to live. Gragas picking it up. And Gragas going down as well. Oh, just fantastic positioning. Death God did make it down, and the hook from 30. Oh, man.
Wow, that fight really started out with that ultimate from Vi that I felt did nothing to that team. He had no follow-up with him. Oh, the Shockwave goes out right now onto AJS0, picking him up, saving this tower, possibly.
Saves the tower and gets the kill. Now
Wow.
that is what I was expecting.
But we look over towards Guerrilla Radio, they are now up 2k gold. That was a huge fight in their favor.
It's still even kills. I can't... After all the action I've seen, it feels like it's way more one-sided. But they are just trading one for one every time between Forces of Nature. And I'm shocked. Definitely a good engage on the Karma. I'm surprised they couldn't finish that one off.
Yeah, well, Karma has that.
Just a little too loud.
Karma has the shield right there. Gragas has the disengage. Unless you're getting on a really primary target that's going to be doing a lot of damage, Victor would have probably been the best target in that fight.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Would have locked him down. Would have stopped him from at least a little bit of getting his AoE silence off. Karma really doesn't do anything but give everybody a shield and a speed boost.
And finally picking up the pink ward.
God, Death God Nera, all he wants to do is fight Shen. He knows he does way more damage than Shen, but neither of them are going to die.
And Dragon up now. Finally picking up that mid turret. with the sliver of health it had left. It looks like they're going to be making their way down to Dragon. Shen has TP. Death God has no way to get down to Dragon, so if he can back off, he'll lose his tower though.
Shen is
So
just letting Death
getting
God hit
good
him.
pressure.
There's just so much damage going out on Shen. Shen has to beat, so now he's got to beat, he's got to wait to heal up, then they can engage this dragon fight. Death God Nero does not have teleport up, so Death God Nero is now looking at pushing a second turret if Shen would ultimate. Oh, Micro...
Victor caught out. And Tree picking up the kill with his boomerang. Nick getting his ulti down on the primary target. Just a great catch there by Forces of Nature.
Yeah, Forces of Nature is going to then pick up this mid turret. They sent down Gragas and Caitlyn to try and pick up the Orianna as their pick before the fight, and just did not capitalize on that at all. They did not even pick up the turret yet.
Oh, and Mick in a bad spot.
Double knockup by Death God Nero. Great Gragas barrel.
And Swift will just get an easy walk-in kill.
They can easily go back, pick up the dragon.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, the hook is down. Mick is clearly out of this fight. Unless a fantastic steal comes out again, this one should surely be Guerrilla Radio's dragon.
I feel like Guerrilla Radio is really controlling this game for how... For what I see on the map, as opposed to turrets and gold and dragon, I feel like they have a way bigger lead than what they have.
Yeah, I feel like they've been controlling the pace of this game, but every time, Forces of Nature just trades out a kill.
But let's see where the kills are now. We got 2 kills on Victor. We have 2 kills on Caitlyn. We have 1 kill on both Rek'Sai and Gragas. That's pretty much exactly where they want their gold. Over on Force of Nature, we have Severe with two kills, and Orianna with 2 kills, Vi with a kill. Also places where they want their gold, but just not really... What is this on Mick? This is Captain's Boot.
Is that a...
That is a
real
Captain's
item?
enchant right there.
Is that in the game?
That is still an item in the game.
Okay. Well, I haven't heard of it.
That is very interesting. So he's really trying to get his team to speed up. I don't really get it. I feel like Captain's Enchant really sacrifices tanky stats early at this point in the game.
Yeah, it costs 600 as opposed to the 475 for all boot enchants.
Or he could be getting 2 cloth armors to avoid the Caitlyn, or he could be getting Null Magic Mantle. Oh, another engage on Cruise Master.
And Mick now stuck. Just getting stunned out. Tree using a beautiful spell shield like Gragas ulti, and they will be able to get away. And a bit of a questionable engage again. Mick definitely smelling the blood, but no blood to be shed.
Yeah, his team was nowhere near him. 30 had to flash to even kind of come close to making that hook.
Maybe the team just not on the same page as of yet. It looks like they will all go back to farm out just a little bit. Meanwhile, Guerrilla Radio looking for a good push on this mid lane. Maybe Death God being caught out in the top jungle? No, he retreats. So, to the stalemate of the game again. Getting the vision down, looking like a blue steal here for Guerrilla Radio, and Swift caught out by the hook.
Wow.
Oh, bad spot to be in, and Dan picks up that kill. Oh, and a beautiful Orianna ulti just sitting on Mick. And they're able to pick up Cruz, and now a 4 for 0 for Forces of Nature.
This game just turned on its head. That fight right there just showed the team fight potential of Forces of Nature. Guerrilla Radio had nothing to answer that with. Karma can't do anything if Ajax is caught out. Gragas had disengaged, but did not even get a chance to use it during that fight. Chaos Storm for Victor was not up. Rek'Sai doesn't do anything in a team fight. This is where I believe Force of Nature is going to push this advantage.
Yeah, and 30 with the beautiful aim and eye to catch out Swift in the middle of his team. Just, again, a beautiful hook from 30. Showing what a powerhouse on Thresh he really is. And now Tree
Getting
actually
really greedy with the minions.
AJS gets the lantern out.
That was Xmas Tree getting the lantern out. AGS died.
Sorry, I cut myself off mid-sentence. Tree with the CS lead on Swift. Tree getting the lantern out.
We look down at bot lane CS. Tree is now 4-0 with the same CS as AJS 0.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
This is huge.
Yeah, and they're now almost 1k up in gold. 1-1 on Dragons. This is... Forces of Nature have put themselves in the driver's seat of this game finally.
So I expressed my opinion. What do you feel this game going into late game? Like, where do you feel it is now 25 minutes? We're going into the mid-late game coming up here. Where do you feel this game's going?
I definitely see... If this game goes to, say, 50 minutes, this is Forces of Nature, just game.
I say this game does not go to 50 minutes. This game goes to 38 minutes. Where does it go?
Minutes? 38 minutes, Victor should be power spiking hard against everybody else, but I still think Forces of Nature has the better comp in this situation. I think that comp will carry him far greater than any amount of spike will. Because unfortunately, I just don't see the catch potential out of Guerrilla Radio's team.
Gragas is really their catch potential. They need to land a great barrel to engage their fights.
Yeah, and as we saw within
Jack,
the last two fights, it was spell shielded.
They're getting the bush skip. Are they gonna come? This is a spider looking for its trap. Cruise Master is it, and the hook is in!
And Tree.
Wow, Tree moves to 5-0. Easy dragon. This game is just spiraling out of control for Guerrilla Radio. Death God Nero goes in to try and fight the Shen, but he's not going to be able to do anything. Shen's not going to be able to kill Death God. Dragon goes down.
Yeah, Death God is definitely the king of top lane here, but the game is happening everywhere else, unfortunately for him.
Well, there's that signature Death God split push. He is keeping Shen in the top lane, but this is exactly what happened to his teams last season. If the game could not be decided 4v4 on the other side of the map, Death God could not win.
Yeah, and Shen a great pick against that style. He can just follow Rek'Sai the whole time and be exactly where the team fight is, not having to worry about ward placement or position on the map. He will for sure be where his carry is. And that's just not something Death God has. While he can push top very well, showing that with almost 30 CS lead, it's just not doing anything for his team now, as they're 6 against 11, 2k gold down.
Alright, let's see what they can do to get back in this game. Try and put Rek'Sai, maybe... Do you put Rek'Sai with the team ever? Do you think that is a viable option?
I think that's the only option left at this point. Or at least at this point in the game. If they want to get back in this game, they're going to need to make sure that their top laner is in the fight first, so that they can get their damage down on the carries, or, I mean, at the very least, Mick. He's still not quite tanky enough. He's got a lot of health and magic resist, but with Death God there, he should be able to do a lot more bursts than Mick has been accustomed to and just drop way faster, which should shut down any and all engage at that point. I mean, unless 30 just has another God Hook, which definitely possible.
There are some good things Gorilla Radio is doing right here. I do feel like, look at the trinket options on Gorilla Radio. 2 reds, 2 yellows, and a blue. Maybe they're able to do something with how they pick their trinkets. They won't have to worry about warding because AJs will be able to see in with their clairvoyance, and maybe they'll be able to pick up something with a Gragas ultimate or a Rek'Sai or Karma with that. Versus we look over at Forces of Nature, which just look like they don't even have all upgraded trinkets. All right, here we go. Tree now moves over to the blue trinket.
But also on that note, we had up until a second ago 4 pink wards on Forces of Nature's team. They just played Blabuer just placed his in mid to clear out a ward, which gives them far superior objective control. I mean, if they go over to Baron, they can place all those wards and know there's no vision.
Yep.
Whereas they have to hope that the red trinket is up on Gorilla Radio's side.
I fully agree with that. Wow, and we just see, look at this inventories right now on Force of Nature. We have 4 pink wards among that team. They really know what they're doing. Oh, here's the Gragas catch out. Possibly, this is a chance for Gorilla Radio to come back. 30 was caught warding.
Damage should be caught out.
Oh!
Shen ulti to stop it.
Wow. And that's the first time Shen's really gotten to use his ult effectively just to save somebody.
And that would have been huge for this next team fight where they're pushing up on the mid turret. But unfortunately, the Shen ulti saves the day. Dan is there for his boy 30 always.
Approaching 30 minutes. Hit 30 minutes in the game. This game could easily be that 50-minute game that you were talking about. 2K up for Forces of Nature. AJS though caught out.
30
Oh,
again
but could not
with
go.
God hooks. So 30 making sure they know that he catches everybody out just as well as they do. They're pushed up on their tier 2. Death God coming in from behind, and Gragas as well, but they already know Death God's coming, so they should get the re-flank on Death God.
Wow, Death God's gonna need to pop an ultimate to get out of here, but he does not have it up.
And Tree uses his to make sure that he doesn't have the time.
Oh, damage canceled it.
But Gragas going in on the tanks, unfortunately. And the engage already down on Swift with the ball.
Beautiful Orianna ball.
Can't fight anymore. And Gragas gets hooked again. Tree picking up that kill as well. Oh, that was such a good engage from Gorilla Radio, but probably the wrong targets.
Wow, that was a great 8 fight for for Force of Nature. They picked up everything. Turret.
Zezum is so deep into this armor, just tanking any turret he pleases.
They'll be able to ward up every area that they need for the dragon fight coming up here in 30 seconds. They should easily pick up this dragon. That will be Dragon 3 if Force of Natures can pick this up.
And Death God does have his telly up and uses his ulti to go top so he can split push yet again.
Shen has ultimate almost up and teleport up. Yep, he's going to easily use that on top lane.
And at this point, got plenty of armor. Death God also building tanky, so he's not going to be able to harass Zezimus at all anymore.
I feel like Death God should be able to do something. I mean, if he was playing another champion that would be able to maybe fight a little bit better in the top lane, he's up 60 CS on Shen. And
60
Shen's...
CS and only 600 gold.
Shen... wow. Wow, Desperation Baron going down right here. They might actually get this. Oh, but not.
Tree getting taken low. Crew's still going on him, but unfortunately Tree just too massive. Almost gets sniped by the Baron. I actually really liked that Baron call. Unfortunately, they didn't have the damage to burst it down quick enough. They got it down to about 3k when they were found out.
Yeah, there really just is not a whole lot on that team to help out with Baron besides Caitlyn. Victor's not a great Baroner. Gragas isn't the best Baron jungler. If you might have been a Seda Devourer jungler, they might have even got that. Rek'Sai doesn't do a ton of damage at this point in the game. It's AJ's with a fail play and fail net. Don't see AJS do that too often.
Oh, and Victor trying to pick up something on this Orianna. Should be able to get out here, but Swift, I think you could see it in his movement there, just how sad he was with his attempted escapes.
Oh, and they try and pick up Home Guard Rek'Sai coming in.
But Death God is surrounded by 4 members of Forces of Nature here.
They're looking for any little play they got. They don't at this point, they're not even thinking about what's going on with these teams. They're just hoping that they can get something to maybe push them back into this game.
And Death God's team finally coming to help him get his way back out. And Greg is able to pick up the skull. 30 just clearing out more vision. This Baron area.
They know that Baron is the potential to end the game. This is actually really good for Guerrilla Radio, that Force of Nature did not have a chance to go in and pick up Baron. They might be able to push up a lane and maybe go fight the Baron again, give it another shot. The wards are everywhere around there, though. That's going to be very hard for them to do. Oh, 30 missing one of the very few hooks this game.
So we see Dan's top lane. He has no way to get to mid right now. So if there was ever going to be a time for Guerrilla Radio to engage, now is it.
I do not think that these teams are watching that ultimate and that teleport timer at all. Because otherwise this would be a time that AJS would call Gragas, Flash, Barrel, whatever you need to do, just try and get in there.
Oh yeah, if they knew, they'd be on this quite fast.
And here comes Esma as my main. His health ultimate is now up.
Bumping out 2 more of the tanky players, but it shouldn't matter with the lead here. The trees are chunking down. Vlad picking up the kill. And Gorilla just having to retreat. Death God losing his precious top lane turret.
And their top lane falls. Should just be a series of events to take out the rest of this base. They can go get Baron. They can wait out till 5 dragons. They can really do anything against Guerrilla Radio. Forces of Nature just have complete control of this game. I even think a pick and an ace would not even bring Guerrilla Radio back into this game.
No, this lack of engage, unfortunately, on Guerrilla Radio, almost for sure going to be their downfall at this stage of the game.
Yeah, it's just really tough.
They have the damage to nuke down carries, they just can't find anybody worth killing.
It's really, really tough. Sphere would probably be the only target that would even be close to killable, but she has a lot of tank line backing that up, and 7 kills.
And Tree. Oh man, Tree. 300 to 235 CS against his other 80 carry. His opponent. I am eating my words for saying that Swift should be able to outfarm him this game.
Well, until the lanes really started getting rolling, mid-game started coming around, fights started happening, AJ's did dominate that lane early on. There's just nothing you can do as a Caitlyn without engage, without something happening within your team.
And Dan again, just plenty of armor tanking this turret. Not even a problem. Death God still top, has teleport and all bait.
So, how many minutes do you think Death God has spent top lane?
Oh.
Do you think that he has spent 75% of his game top lane?
At the very least. He has been there almost the entire game.
And there still has not been a tower fall.
Yeah, Shen, again showing great pick. Gragas having to disengage. Mick getting exhausted here. Cruz falling to Tree, making Tree 8-0. Another catch in the jungle because after the first 2 catches failed, they still had the pull. And just a heavy flash dive into Forces of Nature, but nothing from it. Tree picking up a delayed triple here now. 10-0 for sure, an inhibitor or Baron going down here. Death God made his way to mid, but they just can't do anything about it.
Tree with the straight man build too. Bloodthirster, IE, and Static Shiv. Like, no defense needed on him. Who cares? You're never gonna die. 10-0. Death God Nero's gonna come in.
And just melted.
Wow.
Blab getting low from the Karma Q, but shouldn't matter. The inhibitor fall right now. Dan already pushing top.
Everybody coming to block that Caitlyn ult.
And the Vi.
Shields, Vi, Severe. Fuck it, bring your AD carry to come help.
And I guess they're going to pick up Dragon 4 here.
Playing this game super safe. There hasn't been a single risky Baron call. Tree and 30 have always been really against pushing those risky Barons, where I actually think they might have been able to do a couple of this game.
Well, speaking of risky Baron, it looks like Real Radio want to start up another one, but I think Zesimus just delayed him enough that they don't have a chance at getting it now, whereas they might have had they gone fully on it. On the flash taunt. Oh. Ouch. That hurt to watch.
This is... wow.
22-6 now.
We see this Force of Nature really dominating their teams. There has not been a point in these 2 weeks in Cruisemaster getting caught out.
Legendary.
Tree, 12-0, legendary Sivir. Going for top lane here. They should be able to pick up a second inhibitor. 40 seconds until Gragas is back.
This Force of Nature team right here reminds me a lot of last year's Swift as shit. There is not a single carry on this team. There's nobody that's dominating. Well, except for Tree in this game. I feel like these guys are all playing as one mind, one player. They know exactly what they're going to do. They have a few faults here and there, but this, for the most part, has been a demonstration of really how you should play a team game.
Apart from a couple of questionable engages from really only Mick, it's definitely shown that they are well together as a team.
Yeah, I feel like everything from Zesmund, my main ults, to the on-point Thresh Lantern engages that just happen throughout this entire game. Force of Nature is really showing us how to play. Mikro's had a few faults, but you know, it doesn't matter. He's the jungler. He'll get carried by the rest of his team.
Well, and even at his worst engages, they were still pulling off trade kills anyway, just showing that the team, even when a misplay happens, it doesn't turn into a misplay. Or it doesn't end as one, rather.
Oh.
The team definitely always have each other's back.
This is odd. You can't switch boot enchants mid-game, right?
What?
You can't switch boot enchants mid-game. Mikro went and bought home guards, so that means he sold his other Merc treads to go get home guards. Maybe this will...
You pay 100 and something, maybe 200 gold to switch just the enchant.
Okay.
It probably gave him gold because he had the expensive enchant.
We just finishing out the last few moments of this game. Even if these guys do not manage to use this Baron fully, they still have Dragon 5 coming up here in a few minutes. Just really going through the motions.
And Mick having the ball from Blab every fight, waiting to find a carry or at least a squishy. And that is for sure game. Now all three inhibitors down. 13-0 on Tree. Almost 100 CS up on Swift.
Wow.
And a 14k gold lead. All inhibitors down. Dominating finish.
4 dragons.
Yeah, not needing the 5th for sure.
Let's see that damage chart. Severe. 33,000 damage.
Just for how slow of an early game, a beautiful mid to late game played out by Forces Major.
I fully agree. So do we want to go and get Tree up in this channel?
I think we should pull the whole bot lane.
The whole bot lane?
I want to hear both sides of the story.
Alright. Let's get an administrator to do that. Voila!
User joined your channel. User was moved to your channel.
Welcome.
Welcome, Force of Nature bot lane.
Hey.
Hello.
So, Tree, you got a couple of kills that game.
Yeah, a couple. A lot more than last week, at least.
Yeah, yes, last week, Tree was doing, what were you, like,
I was 1, 2, and 13.
1, 2, and 13. Really just curing the game. Your team looked amazing. Have you guys been preparing for this week a lot, or?
Yeah, and we actually had a very, I mean, I like to play in a lot of the pick ban phase, and we had a lot planned out, and then Death God came into the game and sort of threw things for a loop, but we theatricrafted on the fly, and I think we had a good champ select, and we played to our win condition.
Yeah, you guys had an amazing champ select. I actually felt like that the other team did not have any engage potential, and once they lost their gold lead, felt like there was no way to come back. Did you guys feel similar?
Yeah, I mean, if we look at the gold charts, yeah, we were behind in the early game, and that was totally fine with us as long as we kept choking vision and like getting the picks, because that's our whole comp is just getting a pick.
Yeah,
and we kept doing that. So.
That blue pick right there, the pick blue, I believe it was like 15, 18 minutes into the game or so,
Yeah.
that you got on AJS, like just opened the whole game up and really changed it for you guys. Did you guys really annoyed by Death God, or did you guys feel that Zesma's my main handled that exactly how you wanted it to?
Well, the thing is, we knew exactly what he was going to do. He does the same split push every single game. You never have to worry about him doing anything else. So Shen was a perfect pick for that.
Awesome. Do you have any questions over to Savo?
I think you covered most of it. Just a very well played game by the entire team there.
Yeah, that felt pretty cohesive. There was a few points where I felt like Mikro did some like crazy stuff, but it ended up working out in the end for you guys. But otherwise, like you guys definitely felt like you were really controlling the whole game.
Yeah, well, they played really well too. Like Swift, I felt like me and Swift were playing a chess game the entire game because it was just like rotation after rotation. So that was really intense. So that was a pretty good game overall.
Yeah, I definitely agree. All right, and I believe that concludes week 2 of the BCL. That was game 3, and we will be joining you next week, 7 Central on Tuesday.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching.